Okay, guys, talking about dating, I have been avoiding dating for ages, okay? And then it was about New Year's time where I decided, like, I'm not gonna avoid it anymore. I'm gonna go and dive deep, deep in. I'm gonna do it. And then, even like, I've never explored women before. So I thought, you know what? If you never explore, you don't know, because I always thought I was straight. But I don't friggin' know. I feel like I need to just try. So I was just real open minded. And then I also thought, I don't necessarily need like a long term monogamous relationship, but I'm also not against it. But what am I really searching for? Because right now, I don't really have that much relationship or dating experience. I've been mainly avoiding it. I had like two longer relationships. So who am I to say like I'm not just gonna try it out? I don't know myself well enough to know like which way of dating is my preference. Um, but that being said, I have discovered that this whole dating thing, it's way easier than it used to be in a way because I know myself more now. Like, yes, I don't know exactly my dating preference of like the way of dating in terms of like open relationships, closed relationship, poly relationships, men, women, that kind of thing. But I know myself way better. I know who I am as a person way more than I used to know. I know things that I search for in people that are in my life. So if I'm dating, no matter the form, I know the type of person I'm searching for. And that is quite nice because all of a sudden that makes dating way easier for me. And I'm not having like these hard lines of like, it needs to be this, but more of like, that's the type of person that I want. And now those types of people are coming in my life. And I'm like, what? That's pretty cool. And then also, I'm not locking myself down on anything. Like, um, I don't need it to be like, oh, now I'm dating for marriage. Like, I don't need that because I don't even know if I want that. And not everything has to be perfect. As long as it's easy, and if it's fun, and I can be myself, and that person is enriching my life in a way, and that is enough. And then they can be on my path for as long as they're supposed to be on my path. And that's amazing because I talked with a guy about this, like, what is he searching for right now? And then he said the same thing that I was thinking, you know? So that was perfect. I'm like, oh, that's freaking great. Because that doesn't mean like you have to define something. And there's freedom. But then still, there can be a relationship, there can be a bond. It's not like I've discovered I'm not a one night stand type of person, you know? I do want to get to know somebody. I want to build some form of relationship with them. But I don't know how deep that relationship is going to be. Um, if that's going to be with more people at the same time, if that's, I don't know, if that's going to be for the rest of my life, I don't know and I don't care. It is really freeing to just be aware of what I want in the moment, what I feel like I would need from a person if they would be a part of my life right now, and then for that to just let it be and enjoy. Um, that's quite nice, you know. I was saying in my previous relationships, okay, I was usually the initiative taker and like having all of these ideas of doing stuff together. But my partners, they weren't like that, and they were never financially stable. So I was always the person that had the money and that had the ideas. And I'm like, fuck, man, I want somebody to take me out sometimes. Like I want somebody to just have an idea of like, oh, let's go here together. or let's go do this activity, and it doesn't have to be something expensive. I'm not even that fancy, but to just like do something. Let's go on a hike together, or let's go on a road trip this weekend. Like, oh, if I would get myself a guy that does that, like, whew, perfect. Because then it can be like a boom, 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 energy wise, you know, giving each other energy. And right now, I'm attracting those type of guys all of a sudden. I'm attracting the type of guys that are like adventurous and want to like go and do something spontaneous. That are employed, you know? So now it's like, it's not that I got like these huge bars that they need to like. I'm not trying to find a Mr. Perfect Prince, although that would be amazing. Then I would probably be sold if I found Mr. Prince Charming. But right now, I'm just trying to enjoy myself and finding people that enrich my life and I can enrich theirs and we can do things together. So now, for instance, one of these guys that I was talking to, like he has some similar interests that I also have. And like I want to practice with ukulele and singing on stage, and I love to dance, and I want to go out more on like cabin trips and hiking. And then he was like, oh, I'm actually also practicing ukulele and I want to practice singing on stage. We can do it together. And I'm like, oh my God, that is perfect, because that's actually a thing that I want in my life right now. Somebody to be able to practice with. That will help with motivation and performing, and that's friggin' perfect. And he's like, he knows all of these like mountain huts and hikes and shit, and I don't know shit about that, honestly. So that is perfect, and he loves to take people and to show them. So I'm like, that is great. And then we also dance together. So I'm like, that's nice. That is quite nice, you know? And yeah, and then there's other people that I'm like running into that I think like, oh, you're interesting, and oh, you're adventurous, and oh wow, I love your energy, and oh, we're hyping each other up, and it's easy like a Sunday morning, yeah. So that's one thing I'm searching for right now, just connections with people that are easy, that are enriching of my life, of their life, just that flows. Because I've already discovered when it doesn't flow or it's hard from the start, get out, it's not for you. Because there was also this guy that I was like intrigued by, but then like the second time that I met him or something, I realized, oh, there's like some things I don't really like, some things he says that I don't really like. The way that we already are miscommunicating through WhatsApp, you know, and that we already need to have like certain tactics to be able to communicate properly. Then I'm like, you know what? Nothing is perfect and easy, but at least at the start it's supposed to be. And if at some point you reach a little speed bump, you know, you can work with that. You can do that, but if at the start you already need to like, not sure, there's so many friggin' people in the world. Like girl, you don't need to be desperate, girl. You can just go on and meet more people, and it doesn't all need to happen now. Just now, it's insane because the moment I kind of like opened my mental and everything doors, I was like, you know, I'm open to whatever. All of a sudden, it's all bam, 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 bam on my path. And like, I'm just curious. It's like at the beginning, but I am exploring. I'm ready to explore. So I'm excited. So yeah, that was a little update right now for me on like a little dating thing. How are you guys like doing? Like, let me know. Like, how do you think about open relationships, closed relationships, polyamory? Are you waiting to meet the love of your life, or are you just searching for the people that are coming on your path? Or how do you think about dating or meeting people or one-night stands or just the physical or deeper bonds. Like, let me know, like, how do you guys navigate this? How do you think about this? I'm just starting to like figure out and navigate. So yeah, that's really interesting. I've even been to like this community where they were like free love and everything. But yeah, that was interesting. I thought on one hand that could also be like a really escape of like just not wanting to commit and to never wanting to commit to somebody. And I think that is like a different thing where you're scared of commitment and where you just never want to get into any form of relationship that is like too deep. So, and I guess with that and what I'm doing, there is always balance, and I'm just open to seeing where it goes. And on one hand, like, no, I don't want commitment, but you know, for the right people, you'll commit yourself to something. Like even a friendship, um, there is some form of commitment in a friendship. You're committed to be a good friend. Um, you don't have to all of a sudden commit your whole friggin' life to them. Um, yeah, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Bye.